Hey, if you're seeing this, then you're watching my old channel. I've started a new channel. If you enjoy the type of video you're about to see in a few seconds, then come on over. Click on the card in the upper right and subscribe. See you there. Hey, welcome to this Afghanistan 11 gameplay video. If you love Afghanistan 11, or if you just want to find out what it's all about, then don't miss a minute of what's coming up. Well, hello and welcome. Today, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to get into some Afghanistan 11. Now, I've been thinking about this. I'm anything but expert at this. I played, for me, a lot of it a few years ago when I first got it. And then, you know how it is when you have a Steam library that scrolls for, ever. Uh, I got distracted and went somewhere else. But I understand that we're going to see a new DLC for this soon, and I thought, well, I ought to jump back in here and kind of get my head back in the game before that comes out. And so I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to do a skirmish because the campaigns are deep and usually have multiple victory conditions. And the whole idea here is to get a feel for the game and how it works rather than dealing with a more complex scenario, which is, I guess, another way of saying is I'm feeling pretty simple right now, and I want to do something kind of simple. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I have a game going right now, but we're just going to ignore that. So let's take a look at this. 60 turns, mild weather. These are the default. I believe they're default. Yeah, I think these are the default settings. Um, as you do things, go to the right, it gets more difficult. I'm not sure. Oh, I see. I'm not sure what sandbox. I've never played with the sandbox mode. Uh, obviously, I say obviously, it's not obvious, but 100 turns, regular weather, a lot more mountains, half the political points, which is the in-game money, and starting hearts and minds at 40. That's well, it's tough. Elections on, political events on. That's kind of a pain, but we're going to leave them that way. And political defeat on. So I don't know what all of that is, but that's fun. I can just, you know, reset. Hey, there it is. Reset to classic. Yeah. So if I change this and reset the classic. There it is. So now we've seen how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going. But before I do, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell notification so you'll always know when I upload another video. Share with your friends. You're bound to have friends. I mean, come on, we're gamers. Everybody's got friends, right? And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Especially this is one where I'm probably going to get. This is a tough game. It's kind of like playing Twilight Struggle. Every turn you grit your teeth. There's always about 10 things to do, and enough stuff to do about half of them. So it can be something of a bear. So we're gonna pause it momentarily while I get in and get going, and then we're gonna get started. Well, okay, here we are. Skirmish 60 turns. While it was the hunt for the leader of Al Qaeda that pushed the United States forces in Afghanistan, conventional military tactics would not win the war for America. Focus instead was on winning the hearts and minds of the local population through providing security and infrastructure and persuading the locals to reject Taliban forces. So, terrain is mixed, turn count 60, weather mild, all the things that I said, it's all good. And a hint to try to keep supply trucks loaded with supply in your FOBs to resupply an emergency. Yes, that's a very good idea. But they've changed the game a lot since I first started playing, and now FOBs can be overcrowded and you pay a political point price. Now, this is kind of important. Uh, Opposing forces, as the U.S. Army, the Afghan National Army, the militia, and the Taliban. Now, each village will have a flag, and that'll tell us the political alignment of those villages. So let's go ahead and start. All right, now this is the strategic map. Well, that's interesting. It's an interesting map. You start off with your political liaison telling you who the president of Afghanistan is. So his social reform, he's aligned with the Taliban. So intel from villages is down 10%. Security, it's, I guess, aligned with the U.S. So political points that you gain on enemy kills are up 75. That's good because we gotta get political points. Corruption political points are up 300 per turn. Love that. That makes life easier. More political points is more better. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Cooldown period up a turn. That sucks. There's a lot of things that you do in here like airstrikes and stuff that have cooldown periods. And up a turn means we get to use them less. So other tabs here. Civil Affairs Report tells us that hearts and minds right now at 50, and these are all the things that affect it. And every turn will have a net change. Personnel, we've got Afghan National Army infantry training time is 3. There are no Afghan National Army in training now. We haven't gotten started. There we got no infantry. We got no mechanized. Looks like we can have up to 5 of those. We can have up to 3 helicopters. We can have up to 3 A&A artillery. You train those guys with U.S. Special Forces. And then there are the handovers. You hand over units. You do handovers. Basically, you send U.S. units home. You send U.S. units home, and the A&A takes over, and you get political points. Logistics report. Well, nothing's happening right now. There are 5 villages connected to the highway, which is this, and we'll look at that in a minute. That's kind of nice. Intelligence, as if I know anything about intelligence. Nothing right now. We've looked at the political liaison, and here's our objective. End the game with a hearts and minds score of 50 or more. U.S. withdraws on turn 45, and we have 60 turns to complete your mission. So basically, we have 45 turns to play with all the toys that the U.S. brings. And then it's entirely up to the Afghan National Army. So we've got to do a lot of training to get the Afghan National Army up to speed. Then you can drop the Moab, which is a 4,000 political point hit. That's something new. I don't think that was in the game to begin with. So, I'm not real sure what to make of that. Okay, let's take a quick look at the strategic map. This is our main base. We have a village relatively close by over here, well off the beaten path. Looks like a paved highway from the northwest to the south and across to the east. And a lot of these villages are connected to it, and that's nice. Having villages connected to the highway is good if you can get to them, but they are a long ways off. So looking at this, just guessing, we're going to do some early running this way to influence this village. That one, up in the mountains, yeah, we may fly up there, but we're not going to be trying to, we can't get a road to it no matter what we do. This one is a pain. It's up on the hillside on the wrong side of a water obstacle. You got to build roads and bridges to get to it. That one's going to be trouble. These will be easier to get to, but notice these roads go up through the hills, which is scary because the Taliban and militia are all up in those caves. This one's great. He's just really far away. Really far away. Same thing here and here. Great. Look, they're really close in. No, this one and this one, I should say, are really great. Not so much here. And these are way the heck off in it. We'll be helicoptering around. Anyway, talking too much. Let's Let's get in here and take a look. Now, you see a fire, that means we need to go talk. There's intelligence to be gathered. Just looking around, there are fires everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, so real quick, we've got 10,000 political points. What are those? All right, that's the money of the game. Everything you do costs political points. And a lot of the things you do can gain you political points. So there's the tension, right? Every time I move something, it costs me political points. I mean, I take an infantry unit and step outside of the base, it costs political points. So I need to minimize my political point expenditures and maximize my political point gains. The way you gain political points is, well, not the only way, but one of them is killing Taliban and militia and clearing the roads and the areas around the villages of IEDs, and building roads to villages and building waterworks at the villages. And this map is making me crazy. So, we're talking too much and playing too little. Let's get in here. This is really rather scary. Rather scary. These villages are only practically accessible by helicopter. We could go this way. There'll be a pain cross country, and that's a lot of road to build. No, this is not a happy map. I guess we do what we have to do. Now, we start with nothing. We need to choose our reinforcements. So this shows us we can build, train up to 3 ANA Mi-8s, up to 3 ANA howitzers, and up to 5 ANA vehicles. But we start with U.S. forces. So we are going to spend some political points in a serious way. Got to have the special forces to start training the ANA. Got to have some U.S. infantry. Got to have a buffalo to build things. Got to have a mine-resistant MRAP. Let's see, does it tell me what that is? Mine-resistant armored something. Alright, we got to have one of them to carry our infantry around. We'll need supply trucks when it's all said and done. We're also going to need a howitzer at the base. So let's just stop with 2,000 spent. We need to deploy the howitzer. Now there it is, in the area it covers, 15 hexes is shown. That's pretty good. We can knock heads pretty good. We also have airstrikes that cost 200 political points and cooldown 4 turns. Sucks. We have emergency supply drops, cooldown in 2 turns. That sucks. It costs 200. And we can fly a drone reconnaissance mission for 200 with cooldown in 4 turns. You know, I just thought I really did not buy a Husky, which is a mine removal vehicle. And it detects and diffuses IEDs. It's 100% IED resistant. If I didn't buy it, buy it. Now you can take a look at this one. This one is 50%. The Buffalo is 50% IED resistant. It can diffuse detected IEDs. And the MRAP is 60%. Okay, and transport, supply, and infantry. Right? Okay. So we're at 7,500 political points, and we need to get something going. I probably should buy another infantry and a helicopter. And I think that's what we'll do. Let's go back in there. Let's really burn some. That's 1,000, and then we need another infantry. Garrison units. We're going to have to build a forward operating base somewhere, and going that way sucks. It's going to be down in the valley here somewhere, probably in this neighborhood, and to influence this village and the push toward this one. But right now, we need to get in the air and go talking to people while we set up to get everything else going. And a question I have, looking at this, question in my mind, is whether I should spend the 50. It is 50. I think it's 50 per hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Holy crap! It's 500-600 political points and several turns moving across here with a convoy that will have to be resupplied remotely, and that is just not easy. But we do need to find out what's going on. So I think we'll end up going down the road. Let's load up an infantry unit. Let's begin training. It takes 5 turns to train a howitzer. Let's begin training a howitzer. And let's launch this Black Hawk. It's loud. 40. Now, you got to be real careful. You got to be very careful. Take a look at something here. Settings. Let's kick that music volume down. Sound effect volume down. Let's make it quite so obnoxious. Right. You got to be careful with your mouse. It's very easy to click and they'll go there. You want to kind of, you really want to kind of keep your finger off the left mouse button until you're ready to do something, or you'll send people places you don't want to go. Now, he's got 23 movement points left. He's got 4 fuel. He's got to get back to base before he runs out of fuel. So let's go ahead and tell him to go drop that infantry right there. Let's hope he doesn't get shot at by militia. Alright, we found out that there's an IED on the road down there. I am shocked. And that village is A&A. That's nice. Well, while we're here, we'll search for IEDs. And we didn't find anything. Because early in the game, I'm not surprised. Right click to deselect. Left click. Click.
Roger.
Pick him up. Now he's got 10 points remaining, and he can do a little more flying to go other places. I'm going to deselect him and look around. I really don't want to go off that way. It's just nightmarish. I can send him up here or down there. I think we'll send him. Another thing I want to be careful about doing, if you just tell it, just do this, it's going to take the shortest route. It's going to fly over the mountains and, likely get shot up by well, at least it has a better chance to get, running into guys hiding up in the hills. So we're going to head back directly toward the base, and then we'll move again next turn. Now, another thing they've done that I like very much is allow you to build convoys, but it just struck me. I think we're going to spend some money on some reconnaissance to get a feel for what things are looking like down here before we start heading down the road with the convoy. Ah, well, that was well, I won't say it's a waste of political points, but it didn't find us anything to kill. Huh, okay, so let's build a convoy. You used to not be able to do that, and it's very cool. So we're going to lead with an MRAP, because if they bump into somebody on the road, they don't get blowed up quite so easily. Let's build a convoy. We're going to lead with the MRAP. The Husky detects and demines and diffuses within 2 hexes, I think. So we want him second in line, and then we got the Buffalo. We're done, and we've got a convoy that can now de-garrison and go. I think, is there anything else I want to send down the road? Ah, you know what I didn't do? There, I didn't pick up the infantry. We need to have them along. So we got. I don't have anything I need to send supply trucks to. Although that would be nice over here. This could be a helicopter. We're going to be. Once I build my first A&A artillery, I'm going to start building MI8s. So we can get around, and we're going to want a Chinook before it's all said and done. That's real expensive too. So let's send these guys down the road and begin. You know, and I just thought of something else I should do. Click, click. Let's de-garrison the Buffalo only for the purpose of clicking on construct an FOB and see where I can build it. Okay, I can build all down in here. Deselect, and most of that's within range of, which is kind of cool. So we might want to try to get our FOB in this vicinity and then start working our way up. You know, it's going to be a pain, but we're going to have to go after that village. So deselect, let's go back into here. Let's rebuild that convoy. MRAP, pick that up. Build a convoy. Husky next. Then the construction vehicle, the Buffalo. And off we go.
Copy that.
Oh, you know what? Well, we're gonna want a special forces guy out here, and I should have bought him and sent him along. Probably end up building another MRAP anyway, and we'll send him down the road in that, I think. All right, we got anything else we can do? Nope, everybody's happy. End the turn, and let's see what happens. All right, nothing of any consequence. Nobody popped up to try to kill us. We gained a little bit in the way of political points, and I think if we go out here, we can. Right, we spent 3,650. Logistics cost us 302. We gained 300 from political, which is what this says. So there you go. There's net change. Basically, our political points covered our logistics, which was moving things around. We're going to do better than that. We're going to have to kill things. We're going to have to kill things a lot. So let's send him over here. Oof, that's just not happy. But it's early in the game, so I'm going to take a chance.
Copy that.
He goes that way.
Village uncooperative.
Village uncooperative. But I gained hearts and minds, right? So we come back here. Civil affairs. And it says villages on highway 0.5, village visits. I got 0.1, so net change is 0.6. Okay? Alright, we're going to search for IEDs.
Searching for IEDs.
Again, early in the game, but if we find them and blow them up, it makes the villagers happy. And it gains us political points.
Copy that.
Alright, he's got 3 fuel remaining. I'm tempted to send him home. But no, we're going to take a chance and jump over the mountains. It is early. See, it costs 20. That costs 20 political points just moving that guy down the road. Alright, once again we click this guy and we say, where can we build that? Oh, all kinds of good places. And... Alright. Now it's expensive to build the forward operating base. Move over there. Oh, it'd be nice to find some IEDs, wouldn't it? Click, click, da 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 da. All right, we're gonna move
We're Oscar Mike.
Oops, I meant to move the convoy forward. Again, watch
Roger.
what you're doing with this bloody mouse. It's unforgiving. All right, we're going to go ahead and continue down the road, sweeping for mines. There you go, plus 250, outstanding. And we're done. Now that costs some action points, I suspect that's why we didn't go quite as far. But we picked up a little bit of, and I didn't watch, but this should have affected somebody's, I do too many things, it should have affected somebody's hearts and minds. Take a look. Civil affairs. Nope, doesn't say. It apparently did not. Maybe it wasn't close enough to the villages. Okay. Now I just said I'm going to need another special forces guy. That's expensive. And I'm going to need something for him to ride down there in, which means I can either, I ain't going to send him in a supply truck. That's cheap, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to need more MRAPs before it's all said and done. So we'll buy an MRAP and we'll buy another infantry to stay at the base for right now. And we will, this guy should have gone with that convoy. Wisdom is go with the convoy, but I blew it. Okay, de-garrison him. I want him to come down here.
We're Oscar
And
Mike.
hopefully he doesn't bump into anybody and nobody's laid any mines. And he'll stand by there waiting for that base to be built. Boy, we are running. We're halfway through our political points and we got, we found one IED, two. Now one detected, one disarmed. That's it, one. These guys have 4 fuel. They'll have 3 fuel remaining next, so we can still run down the road. These guys are ANA. Well, we like them. We want them to be happy with us. We may take a chance and run up the road to see if we can clear mines and make them happy. So, what else have we got? That guy he's already done all he can do. They can search for IEDs.
Searching for IEDs.
Okay. And them. Alright, that's it. Let's end the turn. Confirm. Oh, it's just too quiet. Net change 944. We picked up 300. We only spent 144. Well, okay. It's still not fun. All right, if I hit continue, this guy's got. Well, he did. Now that I've messed with him,
Copy
hitting
solid.
continue would have sent him on his way.
New intel received. IED detected.
Down an IED. Our hearts and minds are looking pretty good. We're at 51. That won't, believe me, it won't last.
Searching for IEDs.
Searching for IEDs. All right. Deselect, select. Let's pick him up.
Copy solid.
And that village does not have a fire. We got 2 fuel remaining. Now I can either say click there and send him on his way, or I can click here and it will find its own route home. This is pretty easy. We'll just click there and
Moving
send
out.
him back. Alright, now go ahead and build that
Copy solid.
FOB and drop off. Oh, he doesn't want to play. Oh, he doesn't like that he's in the way.
Moving out.
Alright, if he goes there. Will you do it now? There you go.
Affirmative.
Alright, now you see this area? You get, with the FOB, it had a little bitty area that you could see things. Now, with the special forces there, you see all of this. That's a good thing. Go figure, it's a good thing. We are really sucking wind on points. if we... He is hurting for fuel too. Okay, first we're going to go ahead and start trading an ANA. And building a bridge. Costs 500. But it's the only way up there shy of a helicopter. And they will be happier if they have a road. So build a bridge. And looks like I can't build a road up there. I guess that's a terrain thing. Yeah, I can go there, but I can't go up the hill. Okay, at least with the bridge, we send our ANA infantry walking up there. So we've accomplished that. And get that back in there. And the MRAP, I think, needs to take a dash back to base. Alright, we have 3 turns before we see the artillery, so there's no point in building a base for the build base extensions. You can build an artillery pit, you can build a repair depot for vehicles, and you can build a hospital. We're not going to spend any points doing that right now. What we're going to do right now is decide whether we want to run up the road to one of these villages. They have 3 fuel remaining, so whichever way they go, they're going to turn around and go back, assuming they don't get into a fight. Let's run up this road. Oh, we didn't find anything. Let's get out of there and hope we don't get caught on the way out by militia. And that leaves us with those guys who can... I don't want to spend any political points stepping out of base.
Searching for IDs.
We'll just search there. And yeah, because these vehicles are different, they probably... See, he's got a point remaining, but I bet you he doesn't. So the convoy stops because he's the slowest vehicle. And there you go. All right. Well. Let's end the turn. Boy, is it quiet. It'd be nice if you guys got nasty and started making me, giving me reasons to earn my keep with political points. All right. If we hit continue, that guy should fly home. And he should go the way I told him to go. Now I will tell him to continue back up the road.
Copy, solid.
I hope he's got enough fuel to get home. I think he does. Those guys can search, but let's look around. The helicopter needs a turn to refuel. And then we can send him off to talk to another village. The ANA infantry will be trained up in 3 turns. So it's kind of quiet right now, and I'm not inclined to spend political points willy-nilly. That got to refuel. Gotta have, but we're not going anywhere with him anytime soon. Those guys can
Searching
sleep.
for IDs.
And they could too, but who cares? There you go. All right, well, we have played 4 whole turns. It is kind of a slow game, but we're at 30 minutes, and I think I'm gonna put a cut in it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how this works, although you haven't seen much of the craziness, but we'll do more of that. Time's coming. It'll happen. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you again soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you click on that picture of Very Young Waz, you'll be subscribed so you'll never miss another video. Then click on that bell notification button, and please share and comment. See you again soon.